Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to Stefania and Callum's car discussions.
Yep, no longer rants.
Yeah, we decided to call them discussions, not rants.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And all the ins and outs, heartbreak.
Yep, I thought this would be a pretty interesting topic to talk about with you, because I feel like there's quite a pervasive view that being a model and having a successful modeling career means that you don't experience these things that us normal people experience with relationships. Heartbreak, disappointment, rejection is a big one. And I thought that it might help to discuss this stuff and see whether that's actually true or not.
Yes.
So first of all, I guess, have you experienced rejection as a model?
Yes, I have. There was a few years back now, there was a guy I was seeing that I really, really liked. And I think we were seeing each other for about a month. And we even got to the I love you stage.
Wow, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just called me up one day and went, I don't want to see you anymore.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck? Why not? Like, oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And I really liked him. And I actually got a bit antsy on the phone to him as well, which I don't usually ever do.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a bit aggressive and I was like, what? Like... And yeah, that's really stuck with me. That really affected me. And...
How did you deal with that? What did you do to deal with the heartbreak? Because it's a pretty debilitating pain that you experience, I think, when you do get this rejection from someone that you care about.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was really hard. It was something I had to deal with in private on my own, and I sort of had to, it took me a long time. I sort of was in denial about it for a while, and then I just went, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it. And
I think
it just took time.
Yeah,
like,
that's a really important thing to say, is that it really sucks when it happens, and it will suck. But with time, these things go away. The pain lessens.
Yeah.
It depends on the relationship. Sometimes the pain never goes away, but it definitely affects you less with time.
Yeah, for me, I think it was a waiting game.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything I did. I didn't go out and exercise more or go and see other people. It just took time. And there's been times where I've, hit on people or tried to give them my number and stuff and haven't heard anything back. So I guess that is a form of rejection as well. But it's not the same as seeing someone that you think you love and then them saying, I don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah, it is hard.
What about yourself, rejection-wise?
I've had plenty of rejections in my time. Yeah, the world is littered with men who've rejected me.
Really? How could they? Tell me like the hardest one.
The hardest one.
The one that comes to mind to begin with.
Okay, so there was a guy who I was into for probably 2 years. And we were talking on and off for 2 years because it was a distance issue.
Is this a fresh one?
This is a fresh one.
Okay.
Relatively fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while now, so I've had time for that rejection, I guess, to lessen, which is nice. And I can talk about it openly, which is quite good.
But do you still think about him sometimes? And
I'm actually quite surprised in that I've been able to move on relatively well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was about 2 years of talking on and off, and I don't know, just being semi-serious about the way that we felt about each other. And I eventually managed to save up and work out some time off work and stuff to go visit, and had a sick time visiting and thought that everything was like super awesome.
How long did you go for?
It was only a week.
That's a decent amount of time to go and spend with someone.
It was a week of time where we did a lot of stuff together, and I just had a really good time, and it seemed like it was going really well. And then I got back home and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to be honest and say that I'm interested in you and I'd like to pursue something further. And to be perfectly honest, he was really good about it, but he was basically like, I'm not looking for anything serious. Yes. Which was hard because over this time that I'd spent and money that I'd spent going to visit him had kind of, for me, suggested maybe that there was something there. And it's quite easy to get something in your mind about, I think this is going to go somewhere, and ignore, I guess, the fact that sometimes people just don't want to be in a relationship, and that's fine. But when you build it up for yourself, it's hard. It's hard to take that news.
To put in that much energy, effort, and expense as well.
Yeah.
And with the hope that it's going to go further too.
Yeah.
Because you said you had a sick time, so you guys really clicked and got along, obviously.
Well, I feel like we were two people who got on pretty well. And like he said that basically he's not looking for anything long term with anyone as well. So it was just like, I just want to be single, which is completely fine. But it's a form of rejection that I had to learn to deal with. And I think the fact that I've been rejected so many times before that probably helped as well, and that I've been able to handle it. And I've learned ways to cope with it. And it sucks. It really sucks at the start. It's like a gut wrenching pain that you go through, but it's fine after that. And it's the same with relationships ending. I've had a couple of long-term relationships that ended and I thought I'd never recover.
They're the ones that broke it off.
Actually, both times I was the one who broke it off.
Yes.
But you always have that doubt when a relationship's done of did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
I've had that too.
And it's really painful, and the longer you've been together, I think possibly the longer it takes for you to recover. But it does happen.
Yeah, well, my very first boyfriend I was with for almost 2 years, and I was madly in love with him. I mean, I still dream about him and think about him to this day, because he really, I guess, imprinted me. I was 16 when I met him, and we dated for 2 years, so I was young, impressionable, and you know, I'm still, I guess, recovering from it. And I was the one that I actually went a bit crazy and just broke it off with him, and you know, I left wondering, did I do the right thing?
And what I've told other friends who've gone through this stuff is there is no right thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't think there's ever a right decision in these situations. You just got to do what you need to do at the time, and then just learn to deal with what you've done after that, and just not second guessing yourself is not going to do you any favors, is what I learned. But yeah, sorry, that just cut straight.
All right,
into...
I reckon we've done
Should we
here.
do a sign off?
We'll sign it off.
How do we sign off?
Okay.
Callum and Steph signing off.
Yeah, no, go do that again. All right, so I think we've probably discussed some of our main points we wanted to talk about with relationships. So I suppose now...
That's Callum and Steph signing off.
Signing off. See you guys.